Danny Segura for MMA Junkie, joined by the strawweight queen, one of the greatest female fighters on the planet, former UFC strawweight champion, Joanna Jedrzejczyk. Joanna, how are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good. Actually, today is the hardest day of the quarantine, and I felt
Hmm.
so depressed this morning. But I need to be full of energy and share this energy with people. So I put a mask on and I went for a run, and I'm feeling much better. So actually, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Cannot wait to be allowed to travel, to see my friends, hang out with them. But we all need to be strong right now, fight the coronavirus, but soon we're gonna be happy again as we used to
Yeah,
be.
for sure. Yeah, I'm here in New York, and yeah, things get a little rough. How are things in Poland? Because I know you went back home. I'm not
Yeah,
really familiar with how COVID-19 is doing over there.
I'm very proud of our community of Polish people, of our government, because they did the right decisions. They made the right decisions in the right time, and we're doing very well. Of course, people are getting sick every day, but and dying every day, but we are strong, man, and we are strong and doing very good job. Doing very good job.
Yeah. And what was the decision
Coffee
behind
time.
leaving Florida and going back home? Because I'm guessing Florida wouldn't be a bad place to spend quarantine in.
Oh yeah, not bad. And in my town, the weather isn't good. It's still cold in Poland. There are good days and bad days, but last few days were very cold. So definitely Florida weather is much better. But I'm very happy to be here with my family, and I'm very proud of who I am and where I'm from, and God, family, country as in first, and that's the thing. I'm very happy to be here and deal with all of this closer to my people, to my family, friends and in my country, and this is what I love. And I share my life between Poland and the States, but Poland is my place to be. It's my place to be for now.
Yeah, for sure. And I see your face is still a little bruised up, but you've healed. I mean, magically, it seems you're like Wolverine, just regenerating at a ridiculous pace. How are you feeling? And first of all, were you surprised you've been healing this quick? Because I mean, just a couple days after you still looked, that was bruising, but you still looked so much better than fight night.
Yeah, of course. Every day was better, but actually the third and the fifth day were the worst. But there's black spots under my eyes, and I used to get black spots when I was tired, when I was overtrained. But these black spots I have every day, and I think I will have to go through some small medical procedure,
Hmm.
because I spoke to some doctor, and sometimes you can get dark spots after big bruises, and my face was bruised, my forehead. But all the people were like, "Show us your forehead, show us your forehead." Guys, the next day, my forehead was good. Everything went down, so I couldn't see for like 2 days on my right eye,
Wow.
and I could see only 5% on my left eye for 2 days. So my people need to take care of me. But the bruise went down, and it was on my chest, and even like 3 days ago, I still could like feel like some pain, because the bruise went down, and my face,
Yeah.
my neck, and my chest was black. But all good, man. That's the price. I went through the war. I gave my best to the people, and I paid the price. But it's part of my job.
Yeah,
Part
for
of my
sure.
job.
Yeah, and have you been through anything like that? I mean, you're a very
But I,
experienced
I, I
fighter,
I'm
but
healing fast.
yeah. And have you been through anything like that? Like looking back, where would you like rank that fight among your other fights? Because you're very experienced. You fought in many championship bouts, but it seems that fight was
Yeah.
historic, and many consider it one of the best fights they've ever seen.
Yes, and it's good to hear. Very happy that I could. Very happy that I gave it to people what they always want. To defense. I put on hell of a work during camp for so many weeks before the fight, and I put on a hell of a fight, and I'm very happy. and probably it was one of the best fights in my fighting career. But I'm very proud of every fight I did, but the one of the greatest and most beautiful probably the fight with Jessica and Rush. But the last one was very, very I don't know, fierce. I don't know what to say. But it was a war, man. So
Yeah.
it was a war. I know people
Yeah.
love this fight, and I need to rewatch it because I haven't watched it.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about like the future moving forward, but like a couple more things just on that. The forehead things seem just to go viral just because it was something we've never
Yeah.
seen before. You've had that thing like sort of come up in other fights, but not sort of in that magnitude. What
Yeah.
was going on through your head during the fight? What were you thinking?
Oh man, I felt the pain, like in general, like I felt that I felt I could feel that, and I was a little bit afraid that one punch, one elbow, one kick could finish the fight because if it got cut, if my forehead got cut, the fight could be over, So I'm very happy it didn't happen because I wanted to fight till the end, and but it was very painful. So I was closing my eyes when I saw like punches coming. I was trying to sleep, but we were throwing punches back and forth, and it was very painful. I felt the
Yeah,
pain like 3, 4, 5 times more than normal. But it's a fight. I never give up. I'm a warrior,
yeah,
and that's the thing.
yeah. No, for sure, a true
So
testament
I
of your
asked
toughness.
myself, yeah, I asked myself like in the fight, like 2 seconds or the third round, I was like, Jay, what can you do better? How can you win the fight? Fuck, bitch, you're doing all your best, So just be yourself and fight, take it, second by second. And this is what I did. I'm very
Yeah,
proud of myself. I'm very proud of my team. Mikey Brown, Katel Kubis, Mikey Roth, Daru Phil Daru, ATT, all my physiotherapists, my management, Balenji Group. I'm proud of all of us because we put on hell of a camp performance, and this fight would not look like this without camp like this.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was a fantastic performance. Again, like I said, one of the best fights I've ever seen. I got lucky to be there in
Mm.
person. And I just wanted to ask you, did that distract you from the fight? Because I noticed in a few times during the rounds, you kind of were touching it and were thinking about it. Did it distract you from the
Yeah.
actual fighting, the injury?
Yes, it did. It did. It was very distracting. So I was. I'm a woman. I'm a human. I don't wanna look like a gremlin. But if I got cut on my forehead, man, it would be a disaster. But it is what it is. We paid the price, but it was distracting me. It was distracting me, and like I said, it was very painful. So every
Yeah, for
punch, I
sure.
felt like much stronger.
Yeah, and I was also there for your Tampa fight. I believe you had broken your foot or you had a foot injury, and you fought through that. So, this you're no stranger to fighting through pain. Just one last thing on that. What's the recovery process on that? Is it something you just leave on its own and it heals, like the body does its job, or how do you get rid of that?
I'm a very healthy human, and the work I do outside the gym, outside the octagon, outside the training, in my human life, I eat health fast, and my physiotherapist is always saying that I'm healing fast,
Hmm.
and so yeah, that's it. I always eat fast because I always take care of my body, but it takes a few weeks to heal.
Yeah, and you have you gotten a chance to rewatch the fight or no?
Not yet, not yet. Soon because so many people posting like
Hmm.
stories, posts like that it was the fight, the greatest fight ever. They saying that at the beginning they thought that I lost, but now they thinking that I won that. It doesn't gonna change anything. I lost that fight. It was a decision, so doesn't gonna change anything. But feel like one day I will watch it. I feel like every day I'm like starting to like I started thinking more and more about watching this fight. Maybe soon I will. I will.
Well, let me tell you, at least from a fan perspective, it was something great to watch. I mean, it was a
Yeah,
fantastic fight.
I know.
And
I
a lot of
know.
people after that, you just kind of mentioned it. Even your former foe, Valentina Shevchenko, thought you got robbed. I believe Conor McGregor said, he thought you won as well, and other
As well.
people thought you did enough to take the decision there. In your mind, I know you haven't watched the fight, but having been in there, did you think you had done enough to beat Zhang Weili?
Yes. Yes. In the fight, I thought I have done anything and enough to win that fight. But this fight was so close. It could go either way. It could go either way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. It was a close fight.
But I'm proud of myself. I did my best. That's it. I did my best, and I'm proud of it. And doesn't
Yeah.
gonna change anything. You never discuss with the judges decision. What? Be mad for no reason? I'm mad. Of course I'm mad. But be mad, like show it to the world. There's no reason. It's
Mhm.
a sport. We win or we learn.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of people floated the idea of having an immediate rematch, given the fact that it was so close, and not only that, it was such a good fight. Is that something that's in your mind? Like, would you like to run it back with her?
Only big fights. Big fights only.
Hmm. You wouldn't think that's a big fight?
What?
You wouldn't think the rematch would be a big fight?
Of course, bigger, bigger,
Okay. What would a bigger
even
be
bigger.
then? Uh huh.
The way we fought last time, and I think like we both are warriors, and people wanna see it. It was so close, and there is so many girls who deserve this, but I feel like I'm the one.
Yeah. And I know right now everything's kind of up in the air. And cheers to your coffee. What kind of coffee are you drinking there?
Actually, it's Canadian coffee, Zavida. It's like
Okay.
vanilla and hazelnut. I have nice coffee machine, yeah, and it's some Polish coffee. I mix it.
Oh, nice.
Some Polish
Yeah.
coffee, like a small brewing company, like not far from my town.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm
That
a
guy
big
used to
fan of the
work on
hazelnut creamer.
uh
So yeah,
oh yeah, it's very nice, and actually it's from Canada. Yeah, Zavida. It's very good. It's very good.
nice. We'll look into it for sure. And I just mentioned, like, with this whole COVID-19 and coronavirus, everything's kind of uncertain right now.
Yeah,
But given that it looks like the
yeah.
UFC are working really hard to return back to normal schedule. If things were to resume fairly soon in a month as they plan, in May with UFC 249, how quickly would you like to return? I know that fight was very taxing on your body. When would you be ideally ready for a return?
Don't know, honestly, don't know. And few days ago, few weeks ago, I was like, I'm not fighting for the next 12 months. But
Mhm.
a few days ago, I texted Dana that I wanna fight, and that's the thing. You never know when you're gonna wake up and say like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm going back to the States, starting my camp, signing the agreement. But UFC, will need big fights, and my fight with Willie Zhang is going to be big, so they need these big money fights. We'll see. I don't know. Like there is so many athletes in the UFC, and I feel so sorry to all of them, to all of us. That we can't fight, they can't fight.
Yeah.
I was lucky. I had a fight with the Andeans. It was a great show. I made money, but I feel so sorry for the rest of the athletes. They couldn't perform. They were training, preparing, spending money, but they couldn't perform and make this money. So that's the thing. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
I mean, do you consider I don't know if you look back on this, but do you consider yourself lucky in a way because you fought on the last pay-per-view that the UFC was able to host before all this happened?
Yeah. So what do you mean? If I'm what?
Like you were one of the last fighters that were able to fight like with a normal training camp
Yeah, yeah,
under
yeah.
normal conditions, and
Yeah.
really it was after the your pay-per-view, then UFC Brasilia, and then after that there hasn't really been any fights since. So I'm wondering if you look at that and
Yeah.
you consider yourself lucky that you were able to get a fight in before all this went
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, we are very lucky. All the athletes from 248 and from the show in Brazil, we are very lucky. We were very lucky. We could fight, and 248, amazing show with an amazing fans audience at the T-Mobile Arena. So it was great. Very lucky, very lucky. That's the
And
worst thing can happen, when you're training so hard for so many weeks and you can't perform, you can't fight.
yeah, for sure. Must be rough. Definitely difficult to
Yeah.
deal with. And just to be clear, you're from what I'm feeling here in this chat with you, like you're interested in the Zhang Weili fight, but maybe there's, I don't know, there's a little something extra there that you'd like to maybe look into, before sort of committing to that idea of having an immediate rematch.
Big money, that's it, what I want.
That's true.
Man, I don't need to make more money, but it's a money fight. I want a
Yeah,
piece of this cake I gonna make. This
yeah, for
fight
sure.
was
Well,
big fight, We were not the main event, but we put on a hell of a fight. And people love watching. Like I watched Ronda Rousey's a documentary on Netflix. That's amazing. Through my father's eyes,
mhm.
and everyone should watch it. And I feel so connected with Ronda. And she changed the game of not only women's MMA, of UFC, the game of the UFC and MMA in general.
Yeah, yeah. And I
And
remember
and
when
and
Mhm.
that's
Go ahead.
the thing. It's only big things.
Yeah,
Only
for
big
sure.
things.
And I wanted to ask you, now that you bring that up, you and Rhonda were very close, and you've always mentioned how you admired her. And when you guys were both champions, you did a lot of media together, etc. And you kind of were the face of the company as far as
Yeah.
women's MMA are concerned, and you still are very much in that spot. Have you talked to Rhonda recently? Like, what's your relationship with her?
Um, not really. Sometimes we text each other,
Hmm.
and we have the same agent, Brad Slater, who is a good friend of mine and of Ronda. And sometimes we talk to each other. That's it. But we don't talk much. Like Ronda has her own life, and I'm very happy for her. And she has she has own farm, and she's with her husband, and she's very happy, and I'm very happy for her.
Yeah,
Very
she
happy for
certainly seems very happy and having a very successful
her.
WWE career. Did she say anything about your fight with Zhang Weili? I wonder if you guys had any contact after that.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, yeah, she's definitely a busy person who's got a lot to deal with, in her life with her WWE career and other things as well. A couple of things I want to ask you
Yeah.
also. You're always going to be linked to Rose Namajunas because the fights that you guys had that were pretty good, and obviously title fights, big fights in the division. Um, it seemed after that Andrade loss, she wasn't going to come back to MMA, and she kind of discussed maybe not not retiring, but she was kind of on the fence about it. It looks like she's returning. Unfortunately, it got delayed by some family members of her passing away due to COVID-19, but it seems she wants to come back. What do you make of her returning to MMA?
Very happy for her, and I understand why she wanted to retire.
Mhm.
She got drop on her head, and man, I'm very happy for her that she's healthy, she can walk, she can perform, and I wish her all the best. But it's not easy. The risk we take every fight, it's big.
And before I let you go, one more question. I did some research and found out your lucky number is 6. I believe in numbers. My lucky number is 17 and 32. I have two. Wondering why is it 6? How did that get started? And what events have happened that have been lucky in your life with that number?
Because when you look at the numerology, you say, how you say this?
Yeah.
When you look at the numbers, my number when I was born, like, you know what I mean? Like it's 6, so it's my number, my lucky number.
Yeah. Have you had any funny instances or something interesting that happened around that number that you're like, oh wow, this really is my lucky
Don't
number?
remember, don't remember right now, but very often I when I look at the phone or clock, I see 11:11 or 22:22.
Hmm.
So it means a lot. I believe in this.
Yeah, interesting.
And
Yeah,
good
no,
things happening in my life. Good things happening in my life. So I believe in that. But I'm Catholic, I'm Christian, and someone gonna say like, oh, you shouldn't believe in this. But I believe I believe in God, and I believe in so many different things, and that's the thing. So that's the good thing. I believe in myself. That's the most important.
Yeah, for sure. All right, one last thing. Within these lockdown times, people are getting bored. Any Netflix recommendations or just movie recommendations you have for anybody out there?
Yeah, the movie with Ronda Rousey, an amazing documentary, and mm, oh, I don't know, like the book I'm reading about the Nike owner. I
Mhm.
think Shoe Dog is the name of the book. Actually, it's interesting because I'm back to studying again. I'm studying brand management,
Okay.
and actually it's good to read about some marketing stuff. So this book is very good. But now I'm reading a love book of my friend wrote a book, her stories with the boys, with the guys. It's so funny, you know. That's a good book. That's a good book. That's a funny story because I met this girl at the charity game. It was after party after the charity game, and she was like, "Oh, my name is this and that," and I wrote a book about love. I was like, "Hey, girl, there is no love," and she's like, and I was like, "No, this girl is going to beat me up," and she was like, "Yeah, you're right. There is no love," and I was laughing, and now we are in touch. She's so funny, and when I reading the stories, I could tell her a few stories with guys. That's so funny. I feel like it's. I could be a part of this book, you know, but it's just good to take your mind
Yeah,
somewhere else. But good, like actually, there is so many books I love to read. I love to read biographies, and I want to read biography about Justin Timberlake. I have a big book about Justin Timberlake. I love him, but I have there's so many books. So the movie, I don't know, a few days ago I watched Gladiator again. I love
oh, that's such a
that
great movie. One of my
movie
favorite movies.
Gladiator, but there is
Hmm.
so many good Polish productions. Yeah, it is, and I feel like Polish movie industry is getting just bigger and bigger and better. And I love watching Polish movies as well. So yeah, but American movies are my favorite. American and Polish. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, those are good recommendations from books to movies. So thank you for that. Definitely, we'll check that stuff out. And in these times, any tips come in handy. So Joanna, thank you so much. I appreciate the time. Glad you're
Oh,
recovering.
thank you so
You're in
much.
good spirits. And also, thank you for the coffee recommendation. We'll check that out as well. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, Zavida is good. The Polish coffee is good. Next time I will try to bring the Polish coffee I really like. Yeah, but yeah, thank you so much, guys, for having me. And I wanna just thank my fans. Thanks thank like all of the fans. The sports fans, because there is no sport without fans. And I love you guys, and thank you because I would not be here without you. I'm here because of you.